Law times is driven by the need to encourage Nigerians to have a sense of law being the foundation of everything. So we intend to do that by reporting news with some sense of law. That is, we call it the legal suave. So for each time news is reported, it has a legal implication. Now, it cuts across every form of news, but especially political news, and the news that people can use that not only informs, entertains, but also educates in the area of law. And that's the reason why we set up Law Times. We've seen that law is also an instrument of development. So if people understand that law is made not necessarily to set boundaries, but to also serve, as they usually say, as an instrument of social engineering to help the society become better. In that case, if you weave law to news that people look up to every day, well, the society will gain a lot from it. We will have improvement in the way governance is carried out in all spheres, and Nigerians will be better for it. And that's why we decided to make this nexus between law and journalism.
So, what inspired you to start this platform? Because we've known you for advocacy, especially when it comes to human rights.
It brings the issue of fake news and its power, even though it's negative, and the media space has been contracted, especially by the widening, reach of the social media, and to think that incorrect news, known as fake news, that is meant to engender, hate and backwardness, is now being rife. It's important that those of us who hold the values of building a society that is stable, that is progressive, should also join the fray and continue to uphold those standards. So I didn't think that our advocacies should remain only in the courtroom or wait for cases to come up before you use them to determine things that will be progressive to the country or to the people. But we can now use the media and the instrumentality of law to improve the situation. So I think what inspired me is that law is potent, and the media is something that cannot be done away with. The work of a journalist is so important. So fusing law and journalism is something that will be revolutionary in terms of engendering interest in people, which will ultimately lead to progress of the society. I think Nigerians are not imbibing the spirit and culture of law as a way of life, and that is what we want to weave into something that is every day, and that is the news. And that's what we think will happen.
Okay, so how do you see law times in the coming years?
Oh yes, because if you look at modern journalism, even the big names of the past, Time Magazine, Newsweek, they all gravitated to online publication. So the future is digital, fully digital. So I believe that Law Times will be an online newspaper of reckoning in this country because of its consistency, reporting correct news. It's going to follow in the pedestal of great papers, great media houses like